University, the voice of Reichman University.
The Baseline. Stories from the court with Jonathan Rears and Mayor Cohen.
We're back, the Baseline podcast. Jonathan Rears here, Mayor Cohen. We got a special guest from Chile, Felipe Haase. Thank you for coming on, man.
No, thank you guys for having me and ready to get started and talk some hoops. That's what we like.
Yeah, I just want to tell you a little bit about what we do here. We're a podcast, the Baseline Podcast, focusing on like overseas ball, hoops in general, basketball players. We know that it's a wide array of how different guys play and their stories. So we're reaching out to as many as we can to get their stories out there and understand what they go through when they're playing overseas and what that process is like. So we know you have some great stories from playing overseas a little and also playing for the Chilean national team. So we're excited to get into it. But tell me a little bit about if you grew up in Chile, correct? And how
Yeah.
you kind of picked basketball to be the sport that you were gonna follow.
Well, yeah, I grew up in Chile, and South America, it's all football, so soccer. So grew up being a big soccer fan. I love sports, and then all of a sudden, I just started growing more than my other teammates. I had a lot of people involving my school and other people that was like try basketball. My dad played basketball, so there was always a basketball around it. But yeah, I grew up all the way until I grew up all the way in Chile until I was 16, and then I moved to the States for to finish high school. So I ended up going to California my first year. Junior year, I did it in Los Angeles, and then I didn't have a great experience. So I ended up moving to Miami for my senior year.
Was that a result of kind of people scouting you out and saying, "Hey, we would love for you to play basketball here in the US"?
Yeah, so I played for the national team growing up, and in those tournaments, you get to share usually hotels with other teams. And my first national team I went to, it was in Uruguay, and it happened to be that the Bahamas were in the same hotel as us, and the coaches from the Bahamas were the assistant coaches at the time from Colorado State. So, for breakfast and everybody, we all kind of interact with each other, and coaches get to talk. And my coach from the national team talked with the guy from the Bahamas, which was Colorado State. And then a couple years after, I told my same coach, I was like, hey, I want to go play in the States. So he was like, that was the most recent and most strong connection he had, and he ended up contacting him, which he was the one that connected me with high schools in the States.
And what was that process like? Like, were you telling your parents at 16, like, I'm gonna flip my life around, I'm gonna go to America and play basketball? And like, were you thinking about further down the line for your career, or was it more of like something that you just wanted to have as an experience?
Uh, I didn't think at all. So let's take that word out of there. It just happened to be. I wanted to play. I wanted to compete with the best, and yeah, like I said, I didn't think about it. My parents always have supported me through it all, especially in sports. They understood that at that time I was being better for usually the other kids that play basketball, and I wanted to do that. So my parents always went along with that. So I just wanted to be the kid that moved out and play in the States. I thought that was so cool, and it happened to happen after a lot of work and all that stuff. But like I said, I didn't think about it. I just happened to react, and then you get to the stage. My mom. I was happy that my mom got to like drop me off to the school to meet the coaches and where I was gonna stay at. But other than that, she left, and it was just like on your own. You figure it out, and day by day, you that's what ended up happening. You figure it out ways and just go about life, man.
Right. You're doing this from a young age by yourself. Like you said, your mom got to drop you off and that's great, but she eventually she has to leave and you got to do this whole process at a very young age and you're 16 years old. And in a sense, it's kind of like the overseas grind where you're in another place by yourself. And instead, you're doing the opposite. You're coming from Chile to America and you're doing it by yourself. So, what were some of the challenges and what were some of the things you had to face in those first 2 years in America?
Well, first is always language. School, well, I knew a little bit of English, basically the base that you learn in school. Plus, I had so educational system starts in March for us in South America. It's like March to December, and in the States it's August to whatever. So I had those 6 months that I was just playing basketball and going to like a one-on-one English classes. So I thought English was not gonna be a big change because I knew a little bit until I got there and I was just not understanding nothing was going on. I didn't know any English basically. Slang took over. I did not understand what was going on. So that was the hardest thing about the grind at first. It happened to be in California, so I had a lot of Hispanic guys that would help me with classes and stuff like that. But other than that, I was just by myself. And then the other big adjustment, it was just like training. I mean, we'll at 8 o'clock our phones where I stay with some other kids that were foreigners too, some guys from Brazil. Uh I had Kobe Paras. I don't know if you guys remember him from the Philippines, the kid that dunked on LeBron or whatever. He went viral back in the day. So it was like five of us that we stay there. So at 8 o'clock, phones were at the lady that would take care of us, like on the table in the kitchen. That kitchen would be locked. Had to go to sleep at 8. Some days we woke up at 3:30. We woke up at work out at 5 in the morning. So it was just a completely different adjustment of just the whole side of basketball and how I seen it. Like weights was very strict. Before that, like I would lift weights only when I was with the national team and stuff like that. Like I was not on those type of daily just stressed of just basketball. That was which basically the hardest thing, the lifestyle, the complete change into basketball was pretty hard to adjust to. And with language, I mean, language was the hardest one, and just not knowing what to do. I didn't know nothing outside the house. We would just stay in the house. Like the life was just completely basketball inside, or like me and doing classes, online classes. It was just completely 180 from what I knew compared to basketball and lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah, so we hear that from a lot of people
Yeah.
that we talk to, especially in a case like you're kind of coming there just to do one job. So normally at the beginning of the episode, we run through where you've played throughout your career. We forgot to do that. So let's do it now and run through. We know that after your high school experience, correct me, jump in if you played somewhere else, you go to South Carolina and you play there for 2 years. Then you
Yes.
transfer and you play at Mercer, you said near Atlanta, and
Uh-huh.
then you play your Southern Mississippi, and then you're in Russia, I believe, for PBC. And then now you're with the Capitans of the G League.
Yes. Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's right. That's good.
Okay,
So
good.
here and there, I ended up after I was playing in Russia, but my team was from Kazakhstan, so it is still basically Russia. But then I happened to be in Greece for 2 months, but I didn't get to play because we had more foreigners that the number that we could. So you can throw Greece in there. A lot of people don't consider Greece because I didn't get to play, but yeah.
So
We'll
after your high school career, now you're from Chile, right? Your parents are in Chile, and you have your senior year of high school. At what point are you starting to think about the next process, going to college? Are you thinking about college already? And who's helping you through that? And are your parents also helping you along that process?
My parents were very unleashed with me in terms of basketball. I was fortunate and blessed enough to move from LA. I didn't like my situation, and I got to Miami, which Miami Tropics and Miami Christian was run by Pelin R. Alvarez, which is one of my mentors to this day. He had Barea, JJ Barea, a lot of all these South American, Puerto Rican, Dominican guys who were high level back in the day. Basically, went through his hands. So my parents were very hands off on that term. They let the guys that knew about it do it. So, but that process was really really fast. I mean, it was crazy period. I mean, LA, I didn't have a great year. You start thinking like, man, am I D1? Am I not D1? Can I play at this level? And then I happened to go to Miami, and they love me there, and they're like, dude, like you're great. Like we're gonna have all these coaches coming to practice and stuff like that. You will see all this different type of legends, and I'm like, whatever. Like a lot of people say that, and then it happened to be that we had Rick Pitino in the gym, we had Matt Painter, we had all type of like high levels. Miami was University of Miami. Jim Larinaga at that time was all the time in the gym, just watching me work out. Like we'll literally play pickup, and then the pickup will stop. We'll have like an individual workout for me with all my teammates would just literally rebound for me or make drills, play a pick and roll so I could do different things. So it was like every other day we had a coach and at the gym at 6 in the morning watching me play. So
That's really interesting. So you're saying that the coach would come and your high school coach would be like, "All right, guys, we're setting up this drill just for Felipe to get his individual work in."
oh, straight up for like, I mean, there's some Facebook clips. I don't know because back in the day, our Alvarez used to post all that on Facebook, and it's 10 guys in the base like, yeah, good shot, and two of them rebounding and passing it, and like I'm dead. We just because we will just play full. Like it will be pick up, but super competitive. Like full court press all game, all the stuff. I'll be completely super tired. We have high level coaches. It's like, hey, Pitino's coming to the gym today. You're like, oh shoot, like I've heard stories about him. So then it's guys like, okay, guys, break, water break, and then Felipe come back. I have to do like all type of stuff like get a rebound of the thing, just long outlet, run across, get to the post up, do a post move, then again outlet to mid court, run up down. Oh, it was just all type of drills that you can that to show everything that showed like passing skill, like shooting skills, like even dribbling stuff. I was just doing it by myself, and then the other guys would just like literally just clapping it up on the sideline. Of course, they will play and they will get all other views from other coaches that usually they will be there too. But uh, man, it was just hectic. Like I said, every other day, so I didn't really have time to think of what was going on. But yeah, it was pretty intense.
So you after that end up going to South Carolina. So tell us a little bit about the three different colleges you went to, the process with signing with South Carolina, then going there and switching to, and then your additional two schools. So walk us through the process, maybe what was different in some of the schools and kind of how your journey went through the NCAA.
Well, my Pelin, the guy that I've been talking about, he grew up with Frank Martin, the coach of South Carolina at the time. So we had a strong connection. And that year, that my senior year in high school, South Carolina made it all the way to the Final Four. So they had a good, they could sell it very good. They were like, look, we're good. Like you can come here, you can play Final Four, whatever. I will be flying. I flew to the Sweet 16 and Elite Eight. Like South Carolina flew us down there. I was at the Madison Square Garden watching all that crazy stuff happen. So it was pretty like overwhelmed for me, like coming from Chile, like at the most famous arena. Like it was just crazy. And that was my transition. I ended up just watching all them go, and then I happened to just go to South Carolina that summer, and that was another shock of how things really work because it was super strict, very, very tough, just in general tough. inside, outside. I was international student. I had to go to South Carolina. I wanted to be in the business program. So it's South Carolina is like top school for business programs. So a lot of international guys go there. So I was international, but for that I needed like 12 credits in the summer. So I had a crazy summer. Like it was Monday through Thursday, all day in classes, so I could just be eligible to be in the school. And man, that summer was just really, really hard. But
Did
and
the
this,
did the
yeah.
academics make you, did it kind of deter away from your basketball development?
Nah, they would just find time for you to just make sure you get your workouts in and your lifts in. So, uh, they will make time. They'll make sure I was getting my same amount of basketball stuff, and it didn't affect me much. Of course, I just had to grind a little bit more. I mean, my other teammates were like, "Yo, let's do this." I'm like, "Ah, bro, I have class." Like, and being a freshman summer, you're like terrified and overwhelmed by all this stuff. Like, I'm like, "No, I need to do this and this other stuff." So it was pretty shocking as well.
So as you continue at South Carolina, you average, almost 6 points, then over 6 points, then you transfer to, to Mercer, and then you go to double digits, 12 points, and the next year, 15 points. So what tells us what kind of happens as you change schools and how your game starts to open up and improve in a different situation?
Well, that was the whole point. I mean, I knew going to Mercer, especially in a offensive coach base of offense and how the program ran. I knew that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to go somewhere that I could really showcase my my other abilities. So I ended up going to Mercer. Of course, coming from a high major and you go into a mid major or low major, you have all that thing that you carry with, like, oh, I went on a lower level and stuff like that. You gotta prove yourself. So I had that other different mentality, and it just happened to be to a great system to me. It was ran a lot through me, and I had a lot of decision, like ball decisions on during the game, and it was a lot of just free roaming basketball that just fit me well. And I was just getting older. I was knowing more about college basketball. I was getting used to it, and I mean, it just built up to that step to just be a better performer.
So at what point now you're transferring out of that to Mercer to Southern Mississippi, and then
Mhm.
after that you have playing in Kazakhstan. So tell us about the final year, and then at what point you're realizing that you want to play professionally, and then ending up signing that contract, and tell us the story behind that and going to Kazakhstan, which is pretty far from home.
Yeah. Well, Southern Miss was pretty fun and pretty crazy as well because I finished a Mercer, pretty good numbers. I'm like, I'm done with college. I don't want to go to class no more. I just want to play. And but it happened to be that Southern Miss got my assistant job from Coach Juan Cardona, which he was my coach also at Miami Christian. So I was like, man, maybe let's run it one more time. And we ended up being with a lot of Hispanic guys in the team because of our base was Hispanic, whatever. So I ended up having one of the best year with the guys that I grew up with, playing the national team and all that stuff. So it was pretty full moment. And then, like I said, I wanted to go pro. So after that year at Southern Miss, I was like, yo, I'm ready. And had a couple offers to play in other leagues, but we're not as tentative as the VTV league, which is pretty known. The Russia, the Ukraine war was kind of like started back then, and it was kind of like scary too. My family was very worried, like, hey, you're gonna go play in Kazakhstan. I understood it was the Russian league, but my parents didn't as well. I didn't want to scare them as much with the same thing, so I was like, "Hey, I'm not gonna be living in Kazakhstan. It's not like war zone, and I'll be fine." But that's a crazy process as well. That I take the flight Scared. I mean, that's how it is. You just first time going. I'm going to somewhere that I have no idea how it looks. I only looked through YouTube videos how it looks. I know they speak Russian. I know it's super cold, but it's crazy. And I get there with no expectations, and they definitely beat my expectations in terms of city culture and stuff like that. It was pretty fun to get to know some people from over there. So, but it was crazy. I mean, I remember vividly. I got out of the airplane. Of course, I'm walking, and you get through security, and of course the letters are in Russian. So I'm seeing there. I see like the number three inside letter like combined with words. And I'm like. Because the whole alphabet changes. I'm like, oh my God, where am I at? And so it was pretty crazy. And but it was fun. I mean, thank goodness, majority of the guys spoke English. And there's not much to do when it's minus 20 degrees, minus 40 some days. So I guess I just had to be with my PS5, playing a lot of games, just being inside. That's what really got me through some of those times. But
Lots of 2K.
yeah, lots of 2K. The only bad thing is this 11 hours difference in time zone. So I was going to sleep. My boys were waking up. I was waking up. My boys were going to sleep. So it's pretty hard to play with them. But you still find time, and
Right.
your sleep schedule is all messed up. I'm going to sleep at 4 in the morning because I want to stay up with my boys and stuff like that. But yeah, that was pretty crazy.
So you're there for like 21 games. So I'm assuming that's like 4 or 5 months.
5 months, yeah.
5 months, and then you decide ultimately to move over to the G League, and
Yeah,
you signed with the Capitanes team, the only Mexican Mexico City team, and it kind of fits as a Spanish speaker
for
going to
sure.
Mexico. One of the only Chilean guys to do it, if not the only one, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
only
they on.
Chilean
Yeah.
guy to do it. What was that process like going from 10 hours behind Kazakhstan, minus 20 degrees, to beautiful Mexico, Mexico City, the capital?
Yeah.
You know, you're having a summer, great weather, you're not 10 hours behind, and you're in the G League. So, and you're averaging around 26 minutes a game, 46 games, 10 points a game. So what was it about the G League and about Mexico City that you really liked this year?
It was comfortability, like you said, Spanish speaking, the weather amazing, shorts and t-shirt all year long. It rained a couple times, which I really got to understand how important that is to me too. The outside, just the real like normal world. How much does affect me as a player, as a person? I mean, like you said, Spanish speaking, food great. I was living and competing with NBA champions guys. Like that, there was a couple guys that had NBA rings that we would just have to deal with him every day, and you get to know him, you get to experience what it's like, how they see basketball. So it was a different level of respect and trying to just involve as much as I want, as much as I can from all type of players, coaches. We have NBA, I mean, European legends being our coaches and stuff like that. So that moment really just brought me back to just enjoy basketball from all aspects of okay, I'm having a great day outside. I can go do whatever I want outside. I can eat great food, and then I come back and I have great coaches. Um, as a like they were great persons in general. The whole team. It was no distractions at all because everybody was just so determined to, as the G League is, so determined to help you become a better player, a better person. So it was just so many little details from Mexico City that got me to the level of comfortability that I needed. And of course, then after that, just basketball comes into place. I was shooting the ball well, so my teammates had confidence in me. Then the ball, I'm passing it well. The ball is getting through my hands. Coaches are just encouraging me to do different stuff, which is very good as a player that you don't only have the other side. Like, hey, you have to play harder, or you have to, I don't know, like do better on defense or do that. No, the encouragement words were completely different, and that really really helped me to perform at a level that I needed from the past experience with Kazakhstan and whatever that I didn't really had a great year basketball wise. So uh, I mean everything just fit perfectly to what I wanted, and I just had to do it in the court, and I was blessed enough that I could just had a good year shooting it, a good year being trusted, and being the basketball God's reward.
So tell us a little bit about, the future of Chilean basketball to you. I mean, as you put, you're kind of the only player in this position, and you're kind of in this unique situation that we sometimes find players that you're the highest level or one of the highest level basketball players from a certain place. So you, even though you're like a pretty young guy, you have a lot of say into what the future of the Chilean basketball might look like. So maybe tell us a little bit about what you're expecting. Do you feel like the country's, investing in the basketball there, or tell us a little bit about how your experience has been and what you're expecting.
Uh, yeah, I mean, being one of the highest talented or level playing basketball wise, we have a couple guys that they've been playing in Europe for a long time. We got EuroLeague guys in Seba Herrera. Then we got a couple guys playing all over Europe. So we have a good base that we never had before in Chilean basketball history. Uh, so as well with that, knowing from my teammates and guys that still play in Chile, there's definitely a development. There's definitely a development in general with basketball, with individual players, how practice are done, how important the other stuff, how important is well rest for like, I don't know, like a hotel or foods and stuff like that. So I'm glad that the league, the Chilean league, has the image in us and the other guys playing in Europe that they get to see further. They get to see, oh, that's how it works at a high level, or this is the things we gotta do to just match up, at least to some extent, what the conditions are for a player, stuff like that. So I'm thankful to see results on that from even when I started with the national team. It was just ran differently. The president Iran Arcos have done a great job in those terms of getting guys to expand. I mean, the three on three Chilean basketball has done great job. So it's been a broad just expansion in a good way for Chilean basketball. And with that being said, it's just been only a little, but it's been the good stepping stone for a good change. So we always said every time we get together with the national team, it's like we just have to make this place better by just being what's it called? Being committed to it, being committed to ourselves and just getting ourselves better to just make a better team, a better league, a more competitive thing. And we've shown some results. We fall short from the America, which was pretty big to us. We couldn't make it. We are kind of unlucky, guys getting hurt, but we see ourselves and we believe that we can be competing with high level teams, which that will be in a hopefully a World Cup soon or some competition, real competition, America Cup or stuff like that.
For sure. So if I could ask you, what's like a 30-second advice that you would give to a younger Chilean guy?
You just have to work whatever you at. That's the only way to success. There's always people watching, and you can just step it up by levels. Maybe being the recognized by your little communities team, and then your city team, and then your region team, and it's just steps that you have to build up to just become better. But with work, everything just comes along with it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right, man. So at the end of our episode, I don't know if the Zoom's gonna cut or not, but we do a little shot clock segment. So I'm gonna
Okay.
put up a quick shot clock and we're gonna go 24 seconds.
Quick,
Boom, boom, quick answers.
we're gonna run out of time. So if
All
it
right, you
cuts out,
ready?
straight
Three,
answer.
two,
Ready?
one, go.
Besides Chile, favorite country in South America?
Brazil.
What are you doing if you're not playing basketball?
Video games.
Another country you want to play basketball in?
Spain.
Favorite app on your phone?
Instagram.
Favorite basketball movie?
Coach Carter.
Forgotten NBA player.
Oh, damn. Charlie Villanueva.
Pre-game music. Who are you listening to?
Almighty.
Favorite
Spanish guy.
city? Favorite city you've played in so far?
Uh, Moscow, I guess.
All right, are we hitting the shot clock?
Yeah, with the shot clock hit.
Damn, that
So
was quick.
It is
do you
quick.
have any plans on your next season yet? Or
I'm watching. I don't want to do the G League. I mean, I would love to do the G League again, but it's not a
I
good situation for
I
me.
wanted to ask you if Mexico City, like since it's a new team, right?
Yeah,
Relatively.
three
So
years. Yeah.
does it still feel like the G League even though it's in Mexico?
No, I mean it was completely different atmosphere. I mean, we play in an NBA arena every game. Fans treat us like NBA guys.
Oh, because they have the Mexico games there, right?
Yeah, the same arena. That's what it's called, Arena CDMX, which is all the concerts and all that stuff. So it was like a 22,000 or maybe 20,000 people like arena. It's huge. I mean, camera, all the fun and technological stuff. But no, it was crazy. I mean, people thought we were in the NBA. So they would stop us in the streets thinking that we were NBA players. But
Does it fill up?
so it did fill up. We broke the G League record ever for fans, which was like 19,500 or something when we played the Lakers. Because I mean, they said Bronny was gonna come down and play the G League, so everybody wanted to see Bronny, but he ended up not coming, and it was kind of hectic for them because they thought they got betrayed, and all the fans were. But I mean, it was a good amount of average. Like the average was probably like close to the 6,000, maybe a little bit more in between that range. But it was pretty good. I mean, like I said, I mean, bust over there, police escort.
Oh wow.
So yeah, no, it was pretty sick.
So like you said, like a lot of guys who come overseas that we've had on our podcast, they say that like G League isn't the greatest situation financially.
No, not at all.
So are you thinking of overseas again or?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe if I could do the G League with some more money, which is that's like Exhibit 10 and stuff, I will stay, but it's not coming. So I'll definitely tell my agent that I want to try the overseas run again. So most definitely I would be going overseas. I mean, I'll say 80% sure that I'll be going overseas. So I don't
Is
know
there
where yet.
is there a
Uh,
place on your mind or on your radar?
uh, I want to stay Western Europe for now. I mean, I would love to play, like I said, in Spain. That would be like the ACB will be the end goal or one of the goals. But
It's a great league.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I love it. Mm, France is pretty good. Germany. I have some roots from Germany from way back in the day, but we'll see. We don't know. I'm just trying to get the best situation for me to just keep developing and being a better player and who knows where I end up playing.
So we'll hope to see you in the league
I
someday.
mean, hopefully, but
Would you be the first Chilean NBA player?
oh yeah, yeah. It was first G League guy, first NBA, and
First MVP
hopefully,
too.
yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you so much for joining us and letting us hear your story. We appreciate it, and best of luck to you with whatever happens next, wherever you end up. You got some fans here, so thank you very much.
Appreciate you guys. Keep it going. Pretty fun, and we'll stay in touch.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
bro.
Felipe.
All
Appreciate you.
right, guys. Have fun.
Best of luck.
Appreciate you. You guys too.
that. And even if you want, we're gonna post this and put it in a clip. You can give it in
Sure.
Spanish if you want to.
Ah,
Okay? Well, we have a lot of guys from South America listening, so if you want to give like a quick 30-second advice in Spanish to the younger hoopers coming up.
I got you. Ah, es difícil, es un trabajo muy largo. Pero en Chile se puede, y en Sudamérica se puede expandir. O sea, el trabajo que tú pongas, ya sea estando en cualquier parte de Sudamérica, estando en Europa, en Estados Unidos, si el trabajo es hecho, el trabajo va a mostrar resultados. Así que hay que trabajar de a poco y aunque no creas, siempre hay gente viendo, ya sea un pasito para la selección de tu ciudad, la selección de tu región, después la selección del país y después así ya puedes expandirte más mundialmente, por decirlo así, pero siempre hay gente viendo, hay siempre gente que aprecia el trabajo y eso lo es todo, no hay secreto, es trabajar y mejorar y así ya las puertas se van abriendo poco a poco, así que trabajo es todo.